Well, welcome in, college hockey fans in the Desert Southwest. It's another 5-minute Powers play. Haven't had the coach for a couple of weeks here with everything going on, but nice to have you after a road sweep and a great comeback. So first of all, let's talk about life at Brown.
You know what? We'll take the sweep all day. You know, they all count the same. Just like I told the guys after the game on Sunday. It wasn't how we would generally draw it up, but it was a good effort by our guys to come back down 3 on the road. That's hard to do against anybody.
Okay, I said that, and you said this as well, that the last 5 weeks, nobody realizes just how difficult that schedule was 5 weeks in a row before you got to Brown. And we've talked about the parity in the NCAA. Was it a bit of a relief, or did you not really feel it getting to Brown?
Well, no, I mean, it was ECAC. You know, that's the heaviest, hardest conference, in my opinion, in college hockey. I mean, they all those ECA teams just play heavy, and they're tough to play against. They're heavy on sticks. They fight through checks. They defend incredibly well, and that's the thing with Brown is, you know, they play a man-on-man down low, and we like to generate a lot of our offense from down low. So they were tough to play against and generate a lot of grade A's against. And you know, they've lost a lot of one-goal games. They just lost an overtime game to BU right before we played them at BU. They're a good team. They just haven't figured out a way to win those close games. They've had a lot of one-goal losses. So it's a great road sweep. Any road sweep is good, but you go all the way out east against an ECAC team and you get a sweep. It's something I think we can build momentum off of.
Talk a little bit about your leadership that stepped up for you, obviously, in that third period. Brinson gets things started, and then Johnny comes out and does Johnny things. And were there some guys that really took ownership of this weekend?
I think so. I mean, we I think controlled the game pretty well on Saturday. It was just a good, clean road game. You know, and then Friday or Sunday we came out and especially in the last 5 minutes of the first period really controlled the play and thought we dominated and felt good about what, you know, the way we played. You know, outshot them, outchanced them in the first period, going into the second period on the road with a clean sheet, and we blinked and we were down 3-0. You know, and I don't like the goals that they scored at all, and so we made it switch, and the guys responded around Max. He shut the door, and we just had a belief on the bench. Literally, I mean, it was one at a time. We came back from 3 down against Harvard, who's a really good team. We knew we could do it, and we just needed to pop one. We had to go get that next goal, and we knew if we did, we could climb back into it. And Brinson stepped up, made a big play, and you don't see many 2-on-1s led by 2 defensemen, but with those 2 you will. And then we went in the room, and there was just more resolve in their eyes and in the message than at any point all year. We just said it's not an option. We're winning this game. We are going to win this game. It's going to happen. Get it through your heads. It's time that we come from behind and win a game. Today has to be the day. There's no other option, and the guys responded. And Johnny, you know, stepped up and scored 2 Johnny goals, and it was his best weekend of the year. He was great in every zone. His habits were good. He kept it simple. He distributed the puck when he was supposed to. He got it in deep when he needed to. I had individual meetings with every player last week, and I think that really helped reset the guys, and a lot of guys played the right way this weekend.
A lot of people could say that trip was more like Tempe than Brown. The weather was beautiful for you guys. Your fan base showed up again like they always do when you're out east. How big of an effect is that for you and the guys?
It's always great. I mean, we love going out east because of the New England chapter and the New York guys, and they're such great supportive people, and they're hockey people, so they're awesome. That was really good. And our guys, you know, we generally every time we go out east, we seem to have success, and I think they're a big part of it.
All right, you got Max in the game, turned things around. He came up really big for you in that third period, made some huge saves. But you've been telling Max all season long that your chance is coming. We're going to need you at some point in time. Was this the first time that you thought we really need Max?
Well, I mean, he got the start against Harvard. It didn't go his way. And I even told him after that game, we came back and tied that game. I said, just keep your head in it. Like, we're going to need you to step up, and it's going to mean something to this team and our season. And he did. He shut the door, and the guys really rallied around him. He's been a great teammate to Evan and to the rest of the guys all year, waiting his kind of turn to show what he can do, and he stepped up huge for us.
So I understand the flight was a long one coming back. He kind of flew around some the weather and things to get back. He gave the guys a day up yesterday. Today looked like it was a lot of fun. Tell me a little bit about the practice plan for today, because the guys were enthusiastic, to say the least.
Solid. We got to keep them excited coming to the rink. We got to keep them having fun. Most importantly, we have to make sure that they stay in a competitive mindset, and that's what today was about. We split up the teams: the Canada, Latvia versus the U.S. and the Canadian Latvian team clean sweeped them. So it was fun. They worked hard. They had fun. At this point in the year, it's on them. There's only so much you can do as a coach. If you have to overcoach your guys and over prepare your guys for everything that we have at stake, we're in a position where we control our destiny. We're in a position where we win games that we feel like we should win. We're going to get back in. And at this point in the year, it's on them. They've got to go out and execute and be intense and produce, and we're going to give them the resources and the environment to be successful and stay competitive and have fun. And I think that if we can come to the rink with that mindset every day, we're going to have a successful run here to end it. Okay,
RIT is coming to town this weekend. You expect big and heavy out of RIT again, I'm guessing, as well.
Yeah, they play hard. They're really good. I mean, this is it's a team that just split with UMass Lowell, who's a really good team. They've beaten Bowling Green. They played Ohio State tough. And they're a great Atlantic team. So we went in there and swept them last year. I'm sure they haven't forgotten that. They're going to give us their very best, just like everybody does now. And we're going to have to be at our top to get a win on Friday. And it's nice to get back into a Friday, Saturday set up. It was a crazy, weird Saturday, Sunday stretch that was out of our control, but we got through it. Above 500, and now we're on a 2-game winning streak, and we got to keep it going.
All right, I want to wrap it up on two things. First of all, it was nice to see Justin Robbins playing DJ today, but I bet you'd rather see him on the ice sooner rather than later. And on the injury front, Dom Garcia was out, albeit in a blue jersey. But tell us a little bit about those two, if you can.
Justin's getting back. He's starting to be able to conditioning skate. The infection, worry about infection into his finger is now gone, and he's going to get full control of his motor function back. He's going through his rehab and physical therapy. Very likely going to have to medical redshirt. I don't think he'll be cleared by the end of this year. We'll see. But Dom, we're hoping will be back in the lineup on Friday. He looked good today. I know he's itching to get back in, and we miss him. We miss his energy. We miss his shot blocking. We miss his presence in the room and on the bench. He'll be a huge addition if he's back.
All right, and off the ice, a huge announcement, I think, yesterday, because knowing the ACHA program and knowing your relationship with Mark Paris, and tell me a little bit about that scholarship endowment that you guys announced yesterday.
It was just something that my wife and I wanted to do. He was a good friend. I played with him here and loved the program and helped us get to where we are today, and just passed away suddenly, a little over a year ago, and in his sleep apnea, and he was a presence locally with hockey and adult league, and just a true Sun Devil. So he loved our program. He loved his days here. He bled maroon and gold, and we thought that starting an endowment in his name would be a great legacy for him, and something that he would be very proud of and happy about. And I know his family's excited about it, so we're excited to have started it.
So the first recipient of that, it's going to be a selective process, isn't it? I mean, you have to be a special person to receive that.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the person as a whole. It's at the end of the day, it's just going to go to a kid every year that is overly prideful and understands how much of a privilege it is to put on this jersey every day. Because that's how Mark treated his days here, and how he looked at our program and how he felt as an alumni. So I think all of our guys are definitely privileged and know they're privileged to put on the jersey, but it's going to go to one that really in and out of every moment understands that.
All right, let's wrap it up by, you guys were the original P2, right? Paris and Powers when the ACHA program came. When you mention Paris and Powers down south, they know what you guys did to turn around the program up here at ASU, and that really means a lot to you, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's, I mean, when we came in, it was dominant. U of A was so dominant. They were great. They had an unreal thing going down there, with Leo Golombieski, who started that program. They sold out 7,000 people a game. They would bring in Division I teams and beat them. Like, they brought in Alaska Anchorage and beat them. They were unbelievably good. So they dominated ASU for years. And when I came, it wasn't let's make nationals. It wasn't let's go Division I. It was let's just beat U of A one time. And we beat them here at Oceanside, and I remember it was so cold after we beat them. The Gatorade froze in our Gatorade cooler, and we dumped it on Gene Hammett, and the block came and hit him on his head, and he was split open, and he didn't even care. He was so happy. But and Paris was the guy that dumped the cooler on him, and so and then after that, it got rolling. By our junior year, we had swept them, and then obviously when I was coaching in the ACHA, we completely owned them. They didn't have a chance against us. So, we take a lot of pride in completely owning U of A. That era and that group of guys and the guys that I coached here, that's what we're most proud of. It's not the national championship. It's not the 3 straight Final Fours. It's not beating Division I Penn State. It's literally owning U of A. Like, we owned them.
Coach, I thank you for your time as always. Spoken like a pure Sun Devil, folks. Maroon and gold all the way down. Good luck this weekend against RIT, and we'll catch you next week.
Thanks so much.